What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. It's Wednesday, guys. We are halfway through the week. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Hope everybody is safe, healthy, happy. My job threw on overtime for me this week, so I might be a little worn out here over the course of the next week or so, but we are still going to continue to do this thing, and it's fun, and so we will see how it goes. What's up, Amari? How you doing, man? I got a couple shout outs that was requested from Mrs. Bobbles. And this isn't being negative. She said to make sure people knew it wasn't negative, but we know we have a few people, I guess, that choose to go to every video we post or that our name is associated with or whatever and download. And we just want to say we appreciate you guys just as much as the next person, because for some reason you take the time out of your day to click on our video just to click the thumbs down button, and that's okay. We know everybody's not going to like our videos, so you have your opinion, and that is welcome as well. Also, if you guys haven't read the Facebook post today, it was a wild day on Facebook with a couple different topics, but the great thing about our group is nobody got nasty, nobody got rude with each other, nobody got out of hand, nothing like that. It's a great community where everybody can, everybody has different opinions, and that was proven today. I mean, it was a wild day, but nobody got out of hand. So, anyway, tonight's video is something that was mentioned a while back. Actually, Cards, Guns, Collectibles mentioned it. And a couple other people, kind of commented and said something. It's not exactly what was mentioned. It was kind of dream cards or whatever. I put together I compiled a list of cards, and it's 5 cards. I narrowed it down to 5 cards from each sport, which is hockey, football, baseball, and basketball, that one day I would enjoy to add to our personal collection. Now, some of these cards are easily obtainable. Some of them are on that fringe of most likely just a dream card. Some of these cards will probably surprise you guys. Some of them you might be able to predict. So, just a real fun video to share some insight on some things that one day I would like to add to our collection. And I have a little slideshow like I like to do up, and we will go over to the other screen. So, I'm going to start with hockey, since that, get it out of the way, since it's not a sport that appeals to everybody. And this first card up on the screen, it's more of probably a dream card. It's a very expensive, it's Bobby Orr's rookie, one of the iconic cards in hockey. Very valuable. And keep in mind too, some of these cards I don't need a pristine copy of them when I say I would like to add them to the collection. They are just cards that, even a good looking low grade copy I would be more than pleased with. So this is more like a dream card, but I wanted to add it to the list because I have looked at them before, but my wallet always tells me no. So anyway, that's number 5 on our hockey list. Number 4, we have the Alex Ovechkin from this set. This is the Sidney Crosby Young Gun. Those that don't know about hockey, this year was a double rookie class because pretty sure it's 05. There was a lockout, and so that year they had a double rookie class. So it had Ovechkin and Crosby in it. Both are stars in the NHL. Being that it was a double rookie class, I've never opened any of the product, but from what I have heard, it was very hard to hit them because it was a larger, rookie class. We do have the Ovechkin. The Crosby would be the next, kind of iconic card from that set. I don't know exactly why Crosby is more valuable than Ovechkin, but it's pretty expensive. So it's one I would like to add. We do have the Ovechkin, so it'd be cool to add the Crosby. It's kind of a unique year, similar to what 2020 is going to be, except in the fact, there was a lockout there, and this year we all know the craziness that's going on. Number 3, this card has 2 different versions. It has a Topps version and an O-Pee-Chee version. Again, those that don't know about hockey, O-Pee-Chee is extremely more valuable than the Topps version. I would be happy with just a Topps version. This is a card that is obtainable. It is valuable, but it's not like, over the top, extremely expensive. I remember the first hockey game I ever went to. It was actually against the Capitals against the Penguins, and it was when Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr were both on the Penguins. Lemieux is one of the great ones in hockey, and just that memory of that being my first hockey game and everything else, I kind of would like to add this one to the collection. So he is at number 3. Number 2, if you know hockey, this is a no-brainer. One of the youngest stars in the sport, great player. This card is growing. That would be Connor McDavid's Young Gun. I tried to get the canvas out of Series 2, and I got trolled with the canvas checklist. But I'll take it. It's still a McDavid Young Gun canvas, technically. So it could have been much worse. But we would like to add the McDavid Young Gun because he is a star in the league right now. And this is kind of like, I guess you could kind of say it's almost like the 89 Upper Deck Griffey of the modern current era hockey cards. So that is one that we want to add on the list. And then for number 1, it would be the Alex Ovechkin Future Watch. This is a big card. Again, dual rookie class. I think Ovechkin has the drive, even with COVID screwing this season up, to, if it's humanly possible for him to continue to play, to pass Wayne Gretzky in goals. It is going to be more difficult now for him to do that, but he was on the path to being able to do it, which is, if you know anything about hockey or Gretzky, it's one of the, most coveted records. And Ovechkin was on pace to break Wayne Gretzky's goals record. So it would be really, really awesome. This would be the Ovechkin card that you definitely would want. So I did put that at number 1. But it is an expensive card, so I don't know if it'll ever happen. So next up, I'm going to do football. Now, there is so many icons in football that you could add to a list of only 5 cards. Football is a sport that I've talked to a couple people today, told them I used to be huge into football. And I got out of it, and I'm making the decision. I want to get back into football this year, guys. I actually had the thought earlier. If it looks like the season is going to happen, and that is going to be a definite, I think I might set up a group fantasy football league. I think it would be fun. I'm not bragging, but I used to dominate fantasy football leagues. So it would be interesting to see how I can match up after being out of it for a couple years and jumping back in it. And it's another reason when I do fantasy football, I get like super into football and keep up with everything. So it would be another drive to get me back into football. So it was something I thought of. If we know that the season's definitely going to happen, I think we'll set up a group fantasy football league. But at number 5, it is Bart Starr's rookie. You may ask, why would you want a Bart Starr rookie? I think it would be cool to have the rookie for the winner of the first Super Bowl. That is correct, Ron. There is one year that O-Pee-Chee is less valuable. I could not remember the year, so I did not want to sound smart and be wrong. But yes, Ron is correct. There is one year that O-Pee-Chee is less. But I could not remember the year. I did know that, I just could not remember the year. But anyway, I have Starr on here at number 5. I think it would be cool to have the rookie of the quarterback that won Super Bowl I. Just kind of a history thing. I didn't watch them, but anyway, I put Mr. Starr at number 5. And again, there is so many people that you could put at number 5. We are new to hockey. There's probably many more hockey cards I could put, but I know there's a lot of football cards I could have put. So I had to narrow it down. Okay, number 4, Jim Thorpe. The explanation for Jim Thorpe being on here. I'm sure most of you that are my age remember this card was in Beckett all the time. And when you're young and you look in Beckett and you see this Jim Thorpe and then you looked up the price, it was kind of a dream card. You didn't know how to ever get it. You never seen one. But it was always in Beckett. So I added Mr. Jim Thorpe to my list at number 4. Just because as a kid I can remember that card was always in Beckett magazine. So that is why he is on here. Number 3 is the one people are throwing out. Jim Brown, one of the most iconic and toughest players to ever play the game. Arguably one of the best running backs. It's kind of a mix, Shuey. It's a mix of obtainable and just a want list. Um, it's kind of a mix, Chewy. Some of these are obtainable. Not all at once, obviously, but some of them are doable. Um, but yeah, I don't think anybody that has been a football fan or knows anything about the history of football would ever turn down a Jim Brown rookie card. So he is coming in at number 3. And we will go to number 2. And that is the Joe Montana rookie. Now, when I was a kid, I think I told y'all this story before. When I was a kid, I rooted for the 49ers. I loved Jerry Rice. Watching Montana and Young and Rice and Roger Craig and Ronnie Lott and, the list could go on and on and on. I had this card at one time. It was not in great condition, and I sold it, so I would like to add another one. This is one of those cards that is easily attainable because, if you want a PSA 10, yeah, you're going to pay really, really, really big money. But for a nice looking copy, it is still a reasonably priced card of an iconic legendary quarterback. Arguably people say the best ever, but everyone has their own opinion. But growing up, watching Montana, watching Rice, everything, it's a card I would like to add back to the collection. Number 1, and this one will surprise you guys, but Mahomes Prism. Now, this card, raw, you can still pick up at a decent price. And yes, I am a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I love Lamar Jackson. But I have to give Patrick Mahomes credit where credit is due. That kid has came into the league and done some remarkable things. I think he has a bright, bright future ahead of him. I am excited and hope to see many battles between him and Lamar. I know this card, I would actually take this or even his optic. His optic, I think I kind of like optic better, but I know long term the Prism could be the better option. Ron, the Mahomes is silver only. In 2017 Prism, every rookie was a silver. So there is no base copy of Mahomes. You will never see a base copy of it. That's why there's so many silvers. Like when you look it up, they're all silver. Mile High, Dominic Kubalik is a great young player. I sold 2 of his young guns about 3 weeks ago, I believe. So, I probably surprised you guys that I don't have any Ravens on here, and that I have a Mahomes and not a Lamar. I already have Lamar's Prism. I don't have his silver, but I do have his Prism rookie. The only Mahomes rookie I have is the Crown Royal or Royale that I got in a trade with Uncle Mumbles. So if there was a Mahomes card that I would like to add, just because I know the kid is talented, it would be this Prism or even his optic, because I do like the optic cards. Yeah, Ron, like I said, there was so many cards I could have added to the list. That is a decent price for a kid that has a bright future, JC. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but when you look at Zion playing 19 games and his prices are in that range, or people offering $500,000 for one Zion card, I think the $600 to $700 for a Mahomes is a decent price. That's what I mean by that. Don't let me make you think that $600 to $700 is cheap, because it's not cheap. But we know that if this kid, what if he goes out and wins another MVP and another Super Bowl this year? What will that card do? It's going to be unobtainable at that point, because it's going to get so far out of hand. You know, I'd be priced out of it. Okay. Next up, got basketball. And at number 5, I have Shaq Diesel's Topps Gold, which is not an expensive card. It's a card I should have bought already, but I haven't, so I'm adding it to the list. There's actually 2 cards on this list that I should have bought about 3 months ago when I was looking at them. And I didn't, because I thought I had opportunity. I thought I had opportunity to pick them up at a later date, and we all know I missed the boat and it left the dock. So, I want to go ahead, and there's a couple cards on this list I definitely want to pick up. The Shaq Topps Gold is one of them. Number 4. I've told y'all about this one before when I was showing Kobe. I want to get this Kobe EX. It's a pretty decently priced card, but it is one of his more sought after and I guess you could say valuable cards. But it's one of the ones I have not added that I've wanted to add. So I definitely want to add the Kobe EX at some point. Hopefully in better condition than I cropped it out when I added this thing, because that is way off-centered. But anyway, that is a Kobe I would like to add at number 4. Next up, the Lou Alcindor. Now, people may wonder, why do you have this on your list? I'm going to tell you why. When I was a kid, I knew somebody that had one. It was in terrible condition, but they had one. And I knew this was another card that was in Beckett. You've seen it all the time. And I wanted it. But I was a kid, and I couldn't afford it. So, it's a card that I have remembered since I was, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, I think. And I remember seeing it. And so maybe one day it's another one that you could, again, guys, these cards I know are very, very expensive and high grades, but these are a lot of these cards are ones that you can get a decent or mid to lower grade that looks good and just have the appreciation for the card and enjoy it being as a part of your collection. We don't have to have 10s or 9s or 8s or, on some of these cards, just having the card is a huge, addition to your collection. So that's my number 3. Number 2. Now, this is another one I missed the boat on, and I'm kicking myself really, really hard. I've told you guys I was a huge Shaq collector when I was a kid, teenager, and I could not afford this card. And now I'm an adult, and a couple months ago, it was very obtainable. It was very obtainable. Now it has increased by a lot. And it is the one that I regret not buying like early to mid-March before Shaq prices went up. One day I do want to add it, but it got pricey. I'm just going to say that. A few months ago, this card was not that expensive, especially raw. It was very reasonably priced raw. It's another instance where I thought I could wait. I did not trust my gut. I didn't trust my instincts, and I waited on it, and now it's went up. So that is my number 2. It's been a card that has haunted me since I was young. One day I will catch it and add it to the collection. And then number 1 is going to be the obvious. And no, this isn't the authentic one. It was just the best picture I could find. So don't rag me for this. I don't want the Fleer Decade of Excellence. But the Jordan. I mean, everybody knows if you don't own one, you want one. So that card is self-explanatory. I would take this in a nice looking authentic at the right price. I think all of us at some point or still in our lives have wanted to add a Jordan. Some of us had the opportunity of pulling one out of a pack. And so that's one that this is another one that honestly I should have bought months ago before that documentary and everything, because they weren't, they were expensive obviously, but you could pick up nice copies probably for half of what they are now, if I had to guess. So all right, let's go over to baseball. At number 5, I have the 69 Mickey Mantle. Now, people may wonder, why don't you have the 52 Mantle? I discussed this on Sunday when I was doing the interview with Card Currency and Connor. I can't afford a 52 Mantle. Let's be real. But what's the next best thing? If you can't get the first, then let's get the last. I think this card is really awesome because it has all of Mantle's stats on it. So this has been my target for my first ever Mantle purchase when I pick one up. I think it would be kind of cool to get his final card with all of his stats on it. And anything Mantle is pricey. So, again, like I say, I can't get a 52. So, might as well get one that I can enjoy and sit down and flip it over and look at all of his stats and just be amazed at his career. Obviously I wasn't around to watch him, but you could look at his numbers and everything. And yeah, sure, I could go online and Google it, but I just think it would be cool to have it right there on the card. So that is my number 5. Number 4. This isn't a big card. This isn't a card people would probably expect to be on my list. It's a card that I've missed, I've had on my watch list and forgot to bid on, or it ended before I got to bid on it. Ever since I have seen this card, I have wanted one. I love how Topps lined this card up where Soto and Victor's bats are kind of, in sync with each other. You got Robles as the righty, you got Soto as the lefty. Unfortunately, it's a sticker auto, but if I can ever find another one of these listed, I will definitely have to do better at trying to pick one up. But that is my number 4. It is the Museum Collection Soto Robles Dual Patch Auto. I've loved this card ever since I've seen it, and as y'all know, I like to have my Nationals collection. So I definitely want to add this one. I don't remember what these are numbered to, but they are low numbered, so it might be one that is going to be hard for me to find. But number 3. Okay. This is a guy I don't think his record will ever be broken. The Nolan Ryan rookie. Except I want to get the Milton Bradley. Reason why, when me and Mrs. Bobbles went to our first big show together, I seen a Milton Bradley at the show, and I didn't know what it was. Never knew what it was. Never had heard of it, actually. So I asked the guy at the card show. He explained it to me. Thought it was really cool. For those of you that don't know, it was a game that had cards. It's kind of hard to tell the difference in them. There is a difference in color. So yeah, I want to add the Nolan. What? Anyway, yeah, so I want to add the Nolan and I want to add the Milton Bradley. Number 2, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Okay? Now, obviously anybody's dream would be to have his Leaf rookie. I wanted to put things on here that, well, some of them are out of reach as far as price. But this is the 52 Topps Jackie Robinson. I think this card is pretty iconic because obviously Mickey Mantle was in the 52 set, and this would be Jackie's first Topps rookie. Jackie he's the greatness of baseball. He is an icon, not only for baseball, but for society. You could sit down and watch 42 over and over and over and over again, and that movie never get old. Knowing the owner of the local single A Nationals team, and hearing stories when we go to games from him, because he actually grew up right across from Ebbets Field. He would go over to the stadium, wait for Jackie to pull in his Chrysler, and walk Mr. Robinson through the players' gates every game. And some of you may not know, the owner's name is Art Silber, Silber. You guys are probably more familiar with Mariano Rivera being the last baseball player to ever wear 42 as his uniform number. The truth is, Mr. Silber was also given permission by Major League Baseball to wear number 42. He was a coach, and him and Mariano made an agreement that, you know, whenever Mariano was ready to retire, Mr. Silber was going to stop wearing number 42 as well, so the number could be retired together forever. When Mariano got hurt, Mr. Silber was worried that Mariano would never get to play again, and so he actually retired his number early in respect for Mariano Rivera. So he, you know, in case he didn't get back to play, and he didn't want to be the last one to wear the number 42. And you guys can look the story up. We talk to Mr. Silber at the games all the time. He's a very awesome gentleman. And hearing stories about him and Jackie Robinson, it's just, I love the history of the game, and I love hearing stories like that. So I have Jackie at number 2, and it is his 52 tops. So number 1, before I click on it, I want to see who's paying attention, who knows me well enough. I want y'all to guess what the number 1 card is that I would like to add to our collection. See who's listening, see who can guess this. Number 1 baseball card I want to add. Y'all are close, but nobody's got it. It's funny, Jason. I have plenty of Zimmerman rookies. Clemente would be a good one. CVC. CVC has been paying attention to the channel. Central Valley, shout out to you, man. Thank you. Yes, Central Valley got it right. All of the cards y'all named are awesome. And this might be the biggest surprise, but I have said this before. And I've never seen a photo of it. So I cannot show you guys a picture. But I really would love to add the 2014 Bowman Chrome Michael Taylor Super Fractor Auto. I don't know if this card has even been pulled, because I cannot find a picture of it on Google. I had the guys at Blowout pull up. They have some database that can go back, and they got some membership, and it'll show them like if certain cards have ever been transacted. They couldn't find it in there. So I don't know if this card has ever been pulled, but I would love to add it to the collection. So, CVC man, big shout out to you, because that just tells me you've been paying attention a lot, because I have mentioned it before. So that is the card that I would like at my number 1. It's probably a big surprise to all of you, because there's many other cards I could have had at number 1. But I've told y'all, Michael Taylor, his first Bowman collection, and Ron, I honestly don't know, man. I'll show you guys something. This one has been on COMC for a long time. And they've dropped it down a little bit, but it's still at 1100. This is his 2015. I'm looking for the 2014, which I'll get the red and show you guys what I'm looking for. Yeah, this one here is the 15. The one that I am looking for is like this, but it's the 2014. I do have this one. It's not the chrome, and this is not a superfractor. It's called the White Ice Parallel. This is his 2013. None of his cards say first Bowman on them, which is very odd, but his first Bowman cards were in 2013, but he did not have autos. His first Bowman chromes were 2014. Well, no offense, Josh, but $1,000 on it is pretty steep. I bought this one, which is the 2014 red, for $160. So, yeah, a grand. They're trying to get the superfractor name. I don't remember what I paid on this. I bought this a while ago. But this is the White Ice Parallel. I didn't even know that these existed. I seen it on eBay one day. Worked a deal out with somebody and picked that one up. But yeah, I mean, this list was there's so many different options I could have put on this list. But these were cards that, you know, I would like to have for different reasons, and some of them are able to be gotten, you know, some of them are not. And you know, I like Taylor. I mean, I think he's got a lot of talent. He's just been in an organization with a stacked outfield. So I can't knock the guy for that. Plus, meeting him, he's one of the nicest people that I have ever met. Not even just a player. Him and his fiance, Brianna, they are two of the nicest people, like just all out people that I've ever met. So, you know, he may not ever be worth as much for me to retire in sports cards, but you know, that isn't what collecting is all about. You know, just like I showed y'all my Ellie Akobo rainbow that I started making. There's different types of collecting, guys, and just having fun with it. And if you have a player you like, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be the most valuable card in the world to make your collection valuable to you. Um, and that's what collecting cards is about. Um, Connor, you asked what the favorite card is in my PC, and it is by far this card. This is our all-time favorite card in our collection. That's why it's always on the screen. And actually, I'll show you on the back. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the back of it. So, again, that is a perfect example. That card may have zero value to anyone else. To me, it's priceless. Um, so, you know, nobody else has that card. It has not only me, it has my kids, has one of my favorite players. It's autoed. My wife took an amazing photo, and Victor hand numbered it 1 of 1. And nobody else, well, I can't say nobody else has it because Victor actually has one, so I guess technically he could sign his and do the same thing. But nobody outside of us and Victor has one of those cards. So, did did the list surprise you guys? Because I know you might have been expecting the obvious cards. Obviously, Jordan at number 1, that's an obvious. Um, but you know that, like I said, there was many cards I could have put in there. Um, but and I'll go back and look some of them up. Let's see. Right here. Like a Lemieux rookie. Go over here. You know, right here, I don't want a raw because I don't know if they've been reprinted. But you know, here is a PSA 8 that's $300. Um, do I have a Trout, Shuey? Are you talking to me or are you talking to Falcon? Well, Ron, I had two Shaqs on my list. Um, I thought I showed you the trout I bought, Shuey. I don't want to spoil it. I don't have a trout update. No, I do not. Um, hang on real quick. I thought I showed you guys. I bought this one Sunday night. This trout here. Good night, Connor, man. Hope you have a great night. I bought this trout. I don't have the update. The update is a bit out of my price range, so I'll go with the next one. That's a card that's went up beyond. I want to be honest with you guys, okay? Since we're talking what cards I want to add, what cards we have added. To be completely honest with you guys, complete honesty, the most expensive I have ever paid for any card is the Kobe Bryant Airs. That is the most, that y'all have seen that card many times. This is the most expensive card I've ever bought. And I'm going to be honest. If Mrs. Bobbles had not told me many, many times that she wanted me to buy that Airs, I wouldn't have bought it. Part of the reason I miss out on so many cards is I like to be frugal, and it's hard sometimes to for me to spend the money on a card. I'm just going to be honest. She has to push me sometimes to buy a card. And it made it easier to buy that because I knew that she wanted it. She's the one that found that card on eBay. She told me several times she wanted me to buy it. I paid $400 for that card. And that is the most I have ever spent on a card. So, we have some nice cards in the collection. We have several cards that are more valuable than that card now. But I paid less for them. So, it's honestly hard. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll show you right here. Do you see the 182.22? This was my max bid on this card. It was my max bid. I posted it right here. Well, actually, I posted it before, right, like 2 minutes before I went live with Nats Man last Sunday. I won this card by 41 cents. So I almost lost this trout. I knew this card should have been about $250 because a PSA 9 is going for like $230. Once again, I pay, I put a bid on it, let it roll, and just so happens I won it by 41 cents. This guy's probably kicking himself, but so yeah, the most I've ever spent on a card is that $400 Kobe Airs. But as I start making purchases and I see that the values are increasing and I get more comfortable with trusting my gut, then it'll open me up to making larger purchases. I'm just always afraid I'm going to make a mistake and something's going to tank. And so I always question myself and question purchases. Um, but I love collecting. I really love collecting cards. There is 2 big boxes right here below my feet, plus all. Would you guys like, let me ask you guys on YouTube, because I can't do it on YouTube. But those that are in the Facebook group, okay? I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to make you pay any kind of special membership fee crap or whatever. Would you guys like if I did a live on Facebook so I can do it from my phone and show you guys like the card room and the setup and all of that stuff, kind of like a behind the scenes. I know y'all can't really see everything behind me. Would y'all like that are in the group, for me to maybe one night do a Facebook live, kind of like a group special deal, but without the membership fees? Because I know nobody's actually seen all of the stuff behind me. But I could do that on like Facebook, to where I could, use the Facebook Live and use my phone. The camera that I use for here is actually my phone. So I just thought maybe that would be something people might be interested in. Yeah, it'd be behind the scenes. Yeah, I could do that one day. I need to kind of pick up boxes. Like all of you guys' submissions coming in, man. We got boxes on top of boxes of stuff. So I have to get rid of some boxes and clean up a little bit. But I could show you guys. We could do that one night. Maybe I'll do a Facebook membership or Facebook group behind the scenes kind of stuff, free membership thing, where people that have joined the group get access to stuff. We'll figure it out. How about that? But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it'd be fun. It's been asked about before. There was many, many, many more cards I could have added to this list, but I wanted to just limit it down to 5, and just kind of share with you guys some, some cards from vintage all the way to the modern stuff, and things that I might like to add. So but anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Even those that hit that thumbs down, I appreciate you guys too. I guess you're bored, I don't know. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. Like I said, I'm going to be working a lot of overtime here in the rest of this week and next week. So, we'll see how that goes. Hey, before I go, you guys are talking about my slabs. Before you go, or before I go, do you guys, don't go yet, guys. Don't go yet. Do you guys think this would be enough for my slabs? I've been trying to find out like what level and all of that you have to that they look at. I know Step Back Carolina said he's just got accepted. Did you guys leave? I don't like. I have the highest level. Yeah, I mean, we're you can see here we're top rated. I just don't know like if there's a number. Um. All right, we're at 533 and we're top rated. I don't think I'll have a problem, but I was just kind of curious if you had to have a certain seller status. You're on there, Falcon? Okay. I just I was just curious because I've heard different stories. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll finish applying to them and everything, and we'll see how it goes. But no, Patrick, I've been selling graded cards for the past few months now. So they can look at my seller history if they want. If they and I think it'll only show them the past 90 days anyway, and 99% of our sales were graded cards. So, all right, cool. All right, guys, I thank you all for tuning in tonight. Again, let's get through this week. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. And until the next video, I'm out.